Hello everyone, Chantal Ray Finch here, and today I want to talk about a flex. And it's not a gym flex, it's the exact flex that I used to watch happen in rooms full of billionaires. And that exact flex has completely changed. I mean, these guys used to brag about it, and today they're like, I can't even believe I was flexing about that, because you're gonna see your business completely different. So I've gotten the opportunity to I've got a lot of friends who are billionaires or they're on their way to becoming billionaires, really, really large businesses. I'm blessed to be able to be with some of these people who I can call friends, and we'd be on private jets together, we'd be on yachts together. And when we would get together with other people, and some of those people didn't know each other. And so we would go around and introduce themselves, and everyone would say, tell us about your company. And the first guy goes, oh, I've got 240 employees. And the next guy goes, I've got 350 employees. And then the next guy goes, and he's like, I've got 480 employees. And we'd go around and be like, I've got 1,000 employees. And that was the flex. That was the old flex. And that's the best way to describe it. That head count was the scoreboard. And I will tell you, the bigger the number of employees, the bigger the guy felt, right? And what I'm now learning is that old flex is dead. The new flex is what absolutely is a showstopper today. And it's like, I've got $100 million company, and it's me and 3 full-time employees and the rest AI agents. So I want you to sit with that for a second. The scoreboard has flipped, and that's why I've written my book, Delegate Everything But Sex with AI, because now revenue per employee is what the new bragging right is, right? And I'm not telling you to get rid of all your employees. I'm gonna teach you how to have 1 employee, with every 1 employee having 5 AI agents. So let me be really clear about something, because I don't want you to hear this wrong. I'm not telling you to get rid of all your employees, right? That is not the advice I'm giving you. And I'm telling you, I love the people who work with me. I'm so blessed. If you're listening to this right now, I love you. I'm so grateful for you. Okay, so I love you. I have no plans on getting rid of anyone, but we want to grow the company, right? And when we grow the company, we just want to add AI agents. So instead of adding new people, yeah, we're going to add some. So what I'm going to teach you is how to run with the skinniest team you possibly can, how you can keep your staff small, how you can be lean, how you can have AI agents doing the heavy lifting underneath the people you already have. And I mean, never, ever in the history has it been a better time to run a company, because you can have a big company output with a small company payroll. And that's what I want to teach to you. Now, AI is not the easy button. We actually have partnered with a company that they work hand in hand with us. We've kind of done a partnership, and we give all of the AI, they build the AI agents for us. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd love to help you to get that going and teach you how to do it. But first, I want to tell you about a story that I heard on the Craig Groeschel Leadership Podcast. I love Craig Groeschel. I love Pastor Mike, and they did a story about Pastor Mike, and it's about Transformation Church. And this episode really stuck with me, because it's a story about what happens to a leader when the people around them just leave, right? And they fall away, and it's like, what to do next? So I'll give you a glimpse of it. Mike Todd actually had his church, and they actually had it running, and they have this picture. He's got this full staff of people. He's now the new lead pastor. And this staff had been there for years. So he talks about how he has all these employees, he becomes the new pastor, and everybody leaves, right? And so it's like he goes around and he walks by the empty desk. It was only him and Tammy, one other, his executive assistant. Everyone else had left. And so let me tell you a version of that story of something that happened to me. At one point with our COO, we had hundreds of brokers and employees, and we were in our corporate office, and we lost 4 really key top leaders at one time. What we had done, we had implemented a new system for a CEO scorecard, and we were holding people accountable, and they didn't like it. And by the way, if you want to download our CEO scorecard, you need to make sure you get that. But anyway, we lost 4 key employees, and we'd walk by their office and we would see them. We'd be like, hi, we'd pretend, we'd be like, hi, Susie, hi, Bob, hi, Sally. Nobody was there. It was just empty desk, and we would just crack up laughing. And was it a little ridiculous? Yes. But the point is, we could go past those empty desks and we could either laugh or we could cry, right? We could have joy, we could keep leading, and we just chose to have fun with it. And, you know, every time you have a departure, every time you have an empty chair, every hard week can steal your spirit. And if you let it, you won't survive as a leader. And you have to be able to laugh in the middle of war. And business is war. I tell people that all the time. Make no mistake, it is war. And I say, if you're not hurting, you're not leading. Because if anyone tells you that business isn't war, then guess what? They don't know what they're talking about, because it is. And so if you have a big vision and your vision is real and the stakes are real, then it's war every single day. And people leave you, deals fall apart, markets turn, and the defense never sleeps. And so payroll comes every week or every 2 weeks, whether you're not ready or not. And the pain isn't that you're doing it wrong. The pain is the price of admission. And so if you show me a leader who isn't hurting somewhere, I'll show you a leader who's playing very, very small. So if you're in a season right now where it hurts, and you're staring at some empty desks, then I want you to hear me that that's proof that you're not failing. It's proof that you're actually in a fight. And I will tell you that they really, right now, every CEO I've talked to is hiring people is the hardest thing that you're going to do right now. People literally apply for the job, come to training, and then they ghost. They never show up again. Every CEO I'm talking to, it's the same thing over and over. These employees will come in, they come in and they don't show up, or one day they don't even call, they don't text, they just don't show up. It's like this new thing that these younger people are doing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. There's one thing they don't like, and they go, I'm out of here. And they don't even say a word about it. And it's crazy, but everyone's going through it. And so I want to tell you about one of the biggest mistakes that I made. It's one of my greatest strengths, and honestly, it's one of my biggest weaknesses, but I move very fast, right? And so I wrote the first edition of Delegate Everything But Sex, because I love to delegate. But in my business, my previous company that I owned, that I sold, I basically had, in busy seasons, like for us back then, April, May, and June was a busy season. So in those crazy months, like clockwork, every busy season, my admin or my staff would come to me and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so busy. We have too much work. And so what I should have done is I should have stopped and said, all right, let's look at everything on your plate and take things off your plate that's not important. But that's not what I did. I would be like, oh my gosh, let's hire another person. Let's hire another person. And then October, November, December payroll came. Those were slow months. And then I didn't want to fire anyone. So what I did was I would just keep them on full-time year-round for a 3-month problem. And then I didn't want to fire anyone. So I'd be like, oh, let's just give them busy work. So do you see how expensive that is? And so that's again where AI comes in. And so instead of being overwhelmed, it's like, okay, we're going to hire another AI agent to help you instead of hiring another person to help you, right? So that really solves that problem. So do you see how expensive that cycle is? Like, I'm overwhelmed turned into a permanent salary. So every season added weight that I carried through a slow season. So that's how companies get fat, right? Without ever deciding to get fat. And so that's exactly why this book matters so much right now, because today that entire cycle is optional. The next time your team is a busy season, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. Guess what? We're going to create another AI agent that we need, and that will absorb the overflow. So an AI agent doesn't care that April through June it's crazy, right? It scales up when you're slammed, and it doesn't just sit there collecting a paycheck doing work in November, right? So instead of hiring for your peak and paying it all year, your staff is its baseline, and then AI is gonna handle its surges and handle all the overflow. So that's the mindset shift. So when you're busy, your first question is no longer who do I hire, it's who do I eliminate, what do I simplify, what do I automate, and then only what do I delegate and to a person or to an AI agent, right? So that's one mistake. So another mistake that I have had to do is because I don't want people just being idle, right? I don't want them sitting there doing nothing. So I would just add another thing for them to do, and then people didn't have clear lanes. And I like to cross-train because I want to make sure everyone knows how to do everything, but then that gets overwhelming for the staff. The nice thing about AI, they never get overwhelmed. So you can give them this and this and this and this, and then when that AI agent is full, you can get another AI agent, right? So let's kind of summarize this. The flex has changed. It's not about headcount. It's you want to be the leanest, skinniest team possible, not just physically, right? I've written a lot of books on how I lost over 30 pounds doing intermittent fasting. If you haven't looked at that, go get Waste Away or get Fasting to Freedom, and how I've lost weight doing fasting, intermittent fasting, and all the tips that I've done. I've interviewed over 1,000 women doing that. But I want to get you skinny business-wise, right? Business is war. If you're not hurting, you're not leading. And let me tell you this, whether you fight it lean, laughing with empty desks, or with a small team of great people, you will be so much happier adding these AI agents. So listen, business is never the easy button, but what I'm telling you is with AI, it's the easier button. It's still war, it's just not as hard. And so I want to hand this to you one chapter, one system, one agent at a time. So if this hits home for you, share this episode with a business owner, grab the book, Delegate Everything But Sex with AI, and I'm about to save you from hiring your next overwhelm hire. Like, oh my gosh, we're all overwhelmed, let's hire another person. No, we're going to get another AI agent instead. So thanks for joining us today. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.